Hello, LBS 400 students. Welcome to your early literacy concepts review videos. As I'm sure you know by now, this is one of many videos that we are using to review some important concepts from our course and our textbook by Cunningham and Allington. Today's video is on phonemic awareness, and this is video D. You should have already watched A, B, C, and now on D. So remember that if you are following along in the PDF, at least in a separate window, it's much easier for you to be able to click on links and videos that you might want to watch throughout. So you can feel free to pause this and go back and forth between if that works for you. I'm going to share my screen. All right, so like I mentioned, we're in video D and our topic is phonemic awareness. So we need to talk about what phonics is. We've probably heard of phonics a lot growing up in your own schools, or if you have your own children in school, they have a lot of phonics lessons going on probably. If you work in schools, you see a lot of this. This is often a very important foundational step. Sometimes there's a debate over it because there used to be a whole separate sort of camp of people that believed in whole language acquisition of reading and literacy. So there is kind of a debate still going, and we know that a lot of kids learn best to read by learning phonics first, and some kids do struggle with phonics, and it might actually slow them down if we spend all our time on that. So it is not wrong to teach phonics, it is good, but don't be fooled into thinking it is the only major step into learning how to become literate. So what is phonics? It is a method of teaching people to read by correlating sounds with letters or groups of letters in alphabetic writing system. So in our alphabet, we've probably seen a lot of kinder teachers teaching phonics in their schools. Let me move this out of the way in case you want to use that. I've created a set of literacy vocabulary terms for you because phonics is one aspect of early literacy, and it's probably the one that most of us are not super familiar with. If you just finished your linguistics class in your degree program, maybe you have become familiar with these terms, but a lot of us need some review. So I've created a list of terms here for early literacy. A lot of them are related to phonics, and so it would be good for you to check these out and review them. You can play a game on here. There's flashcards. There's also a list that you can download from Blackboard, and you can do a range of different things. You can test yourself, and in fact, I'm gonna open it right now by clicking on this. You can also use your smartphone and go ahead and point your camera at this QR code, and that'll take you to the same place. So I'm gonna lead you here real quick, and we'll take a look at it. So this is what it looks like when you open it up. You're gonna see there's definitely some ads because it's a free service. But there are flashcards that go through all these terms, okay? And some terms are gonna sound familiar to you, like prefix and suffix. Those might sound familiar. Some might be a little less familiar, like inflectional ending. And so these are terms that are important for early literacy, and the way they work is exactly like a physical flashcard would. You click on it, and on the back, you see the definition. So I'd like you to pause this video for a while, open this link up, and spend some time going through all these terms and practice. See which ones you know, see which ones you don't know. Go ahead and pause and spend some time here. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you spent some time on that. We're going to move on now to point out a place where you can continue to review. That same Quizlet has a downloadable version of that list, and I've already downloaded it as a PDF and put it on Blackboard for you. So please access that and review it as needed. It's going to be helpful for you. Some of these, like I said, might sound really familiar, like vowels, sight words, consonants, vowels, things like that are just common language when we talk about reading. But there's some really technical terms in there as well, like consonant digraph, diphthong. Those are the ones that even I have a hard time remembering, and I have to review them pretty regularly. So the next thing we're going to do in this video is we're actually going to watch an example of instruction. And this is a short video. I think it's under 10 minutes. But what you're going to watch is a second grade student working with his teacher. And the strategy they're working on is actually around finding the meaning of a word. And the reason we're watching this on the phonics video is because I want you to see how his early literacy concepts like phonemic awareness has actually helped him out in being able to now take a text that has a complicated term in it and figure it out. And so what I want you to do is, as you're watching this, they're learning how to understand a word meaning and how to figure that out, and that's a great strategy. But what I want you to notice is all those foundational phonics skills he already has. So what you'll want to do is come back and look at this list that you've probably downloaded from Blackboard and compare this list to what you saw in the video. Does this student seem to know his consonants and his vowels? Does he seem to have some kind of understanding of phonemes? Does he know his sight words? Does he have print concepts? What does he know and what is he still working on? That'll help you understand how this sort of thing is actually foundational for these more complex tasks like understanding word meanings. So go ahead and pause this video and watch this video of a second grader learning how to understand word meanings. All right, welcome back. So now we are going to complete a Blackboard forum discussion post like we've been doing in the other videos. In your D video here, we've been talking about phonemic awareness. So what I want you to do is go into the assignments folder, the early literacy folder, and then in the forum that's titled Early Literacy Concepts D, it will match this prompt right here. And your prompt is, after watching the video of the teacher working with her second grade student, describe what this student already knows and what he is learning. Use early literacy vocabulary in your explanation. Next, describe your perception of his motivation. What aspects of this instruction seemed motivating for him, and what else might improve this instruction? It's a good example of learning how to make meaning from words, but I think we can all come up with ideas that might help this kid or might promote a little more engagement. So as you're watching this, start thinking about that. But definitely go back to your list and review this list and ask yourself, what of these things can I tell the student has already mastered? And what things is he still working on as he's reading this book? Okay, go ahead and go visit Blackboard and write your post. That's 3 points for a well-constructed post, and then respond to at least 2 people for an additional 2 points for 5 points total. Thank you for your time, enjoy, and keep up the good work.